Okay, everyone, welcome to today's webinar. My name is Eileen, and once again, today what we're going to go over in RedTeam Go is how to send and manage your RFIs, how to also create meeting agendas and meeting minutes, as well as how to use RedTeam to manage your submittals, and how to go through the closeout process, in RedTeam Go and how to close out your job. Now, if at any time during our webinar, if you have any questions, please feel free to use the Q&A button at the bottom of Zoom. And you also have the chat option. Within using either of those will allow you to ask me or one of our other implementation specialists, Ted Adams, who's on the call. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started. Okay, alrighty. So I am currently in my project. The first thing that we're going to go over are RFIs. So you can send out an RFI a couple of ways. One way being by navigating directly to your RFIs menu. Okay, so right over here on the left, I clicked into my RFIs, and from here, I can simply select the blue Add RFI button and get started. Okay,
Hey,
now
Eileen.
I'm sorry, is there a question?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't see your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second, I will share again. Okay, can everyone see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, okay. So sorry about that, everyone. Let me come right back over here to my global dashboard and we'll start again. Okay. So like I was mentioning, there are a couple of ways to create an RFI. The first way being right over here, you will select RFIs on your left side menu, and you'll have that blue Add RFI button. Now, another way that you can create an RFI, and I want to show you, is if you navigate over to your plan room and you're looking at the drawings, let's say while you're looking at the drawings, you realize that you have a question. Okay, you'll just select your drawing by selecting the ellipse icon right here. We're going to select Annotate and Compare. And from here, we can create our RFI just by selecting the Markup and Attach button. We're not going to select red line markups because we are not making any changes to our drawings. We are just going to mark this up for an RFI. So we'll select the Markup and Attach, and it's letting us know any modifications to the PDF will only appear on the RFI. So we're going to say OK. Right? Then you have all of your tools over here. So if I need to highlight an area, underline an area, I can do that right here. Go, so I can highlight my area. If I want to add my sticky note with my question, I do have the ability to create that here. Okay. We'll put our note there. And then once we're ready, we're just going to select Attach to RFI. You do have the ability to also print this if you need to take a look at that. Okay. Any questions before I select Attach to RFI from anyone? Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to select Attach to RFI. Then right here, it's going to select, well, which RFI do I want to attach it to? So I don't have any pre-existing RFIs, so I'm just going to create a new RFI from here. Okay, so right here, it's going to allow me to put in my subject. I'll select my date. So I'm entering this today, and I'm going to give my subcontractor until tomorrow afternoon to answer. So I'm giving him his due date here. So again, I'm going to put in my question here. Okay. Come over here, you'll see that it's already filled this out saying that it's submitted by me because I'm the one entering it. And then right here, I'm going to select who am I sending this to? Who is the answerer? Okay. So right here, we can select, it's going to show anyone that we're working on with this project. Okay, so I can select who I'm sending this to. I have the ability to say, does this going to potentially affect our costs? Yes, no, or maybe. I'm going to have the ability to say, will this affect our schedule? I can say again, yes, no, maybe. And then I have the ability to say, well, is this a bidding RFI or not? I'm currently in progress. This is not a bidding RFI, so I'm just going to leave it as no. Okay. If I need to add another specification, link it to a specification that I have uploaded in my plan room over here, I can begin typing in the name of the specification and it'll attach it for me. Okay. I already have a drawing attached down here. That's the one that I marked up. If I want to, for any reason, attach another drawing, as long as it's uploaded in my plan room, same thing. I start typing in the name of it and I can attach it that way. Okay. Right here is where I can say, if there is a cost code that this is associated with. And then here's where I'm going to select, who am I distributing this to? So right now it already has my answer filled out up here. I don't need to add anyone else. If I do have any additional attachments, or any attachments that I want to add, I can drag and drop them here. And then I do have the ability right here to check, and it says, would I like to notify participants 1 day prior to required answer date, if not previously answered? So if this is something that was due next week, this would be a great option. I can check that, and it's just going to give them a heads up the day before it's due that, hey, we haven't received an answer for this RFI. Okay. Saves you the time. Okay. So when we're ready, we're just going to select save and submit. Okay. And now our RFI has been sent. So the person that we've sent the RFI to is going to receive the email, and they'll be able to follow the link and respond to the RFI. Now, if you do have someone that doesn't use the link, they aren't using the RedTeam Go portal on their end, or let's say they're just away and they don't have access to a computer, so they called you, text messaged you, whatever. You can come in here and you can answer it for them. So to do that, you would just select the ellipse icon. Okay. And then we're going to go to view or manage answers. Okay. Now, before we answer this, let me show you what this actually looks like. So if I come down to print, the RFI that I've sent out, it's just like this. Okay. So for your company, it will obviously have your company logo up top, your company name and address, but it has who I've sent this to, who it's from, my project name, the project number. Then all of that information that I filled out in RedTeam Go, it's applied it into here for me. Okay. All right. Any questions before I show you how to answer that?
Nothing in chat right now.
Okay. All righty. So to answer this, you'll just select the ellipse icon, go to view manage answers. Okay. And then you'll select settings and hit add answer. Now, let's say they don't have a direct answer just yet, and this is more of a conversation. You can enter the answer here without selecting final answer, and that'll keep the RFI open and keep track of this conversation. Okay? But I'm going to put in the final answer. I'm going to say Jessica gave it to me. It's the final answer. It's letting me know that it's going to mark. Let me uncheck that and show that to you again. So it's letting you know that this entry will be marked as the final answer to the RFI. So it's going to close it and we can't make any edits. Okay. If any attachments were sent to me, I do have the ability to upload them here. But once I'm done, I'm just going to select save. And it does give me the option to notify them of the answer. Okay. So if I select yes, this will pop up. I'll be able to put in their email address and send out the email letting them know that the RFI response was attached. Okay. All right. So before we move forward, the next thing that we're going to go over are meeting minutes and agendas. But before we go over meeting minutes and agendas, any questions? Nope. All righty. Okay, so I'm going to navigate over here on the left to meetings. Okay. And now here in meetings, Red Team has 4 meeting types pre-built for you. You've got pre-construction, job site, safety, and owner's meeting. Red Team gives you the ability to create additional meeting types. The information or the layout of each meeting agenda and meeting minute will be the same, but creating meeting types allows you to organize your meetings when you come in here and look through them. So if I did need to add an additional meeting type, I would come over here to settings, and then I would select add edit meeting types. Okay, so let's say I want to add a financials meeting. I just type that in, select add, and then there we go. Okay, and now you can see that I have financial as an option for my meeting types. Right? Any questions about that? Nope. All right. So we're going to go through how to add a meeting now. So first we're going to select add meeting. And I know that I'm saying add meeting, but Red Team allows you to create meeting agendas prior to your meeting minutes. Now, if you did not create a meeting agenda, let's say this was an impromptu meeting that was just held today, that's fine. You don't need to create the meeting agenda. You can jump right in and create meeting minutes. So I'll show you how to do both. So I'm going to select my blue add meeting button. And then right here, we're going to select our meeting type. Okay. So I'm just going to say that this was a job site meeting. I'll put in my date. We'll say it's for tomorrow. And we're going to put in our time right here. I'm going to say it's a 6 a.m. meeting. Pay attention to your time zone here and set. Okay, by default, it sets it for 1 hour. You do have the ability to go in here and change it. Alrighty. Here, location. This is just an area that you're going to fill out. I'm going to say that we're meeting at the job site trailer, but this is a good area where this is let's say a virtual meeting. You guys are all meeting on Zoom. You can enter that meeting link here for everyone. Now, once we select save, we are in here and we're going to get started. So we've got my location is filled out. We have our date, our start time, our end time, our meeting type. I want to show you here, agenda is highlighted because this is an agenda. All right, I'm going to plan out my meeting for tomorrow. If this is a weekly meeting, I have the ability to go right here. This isn't going to create the new meeting agenda for me, but it'll put that information in this agenda, just letting everyone know, okay, we're meeting today and we're going to have another meeting next week, same time. Okay. Now we're going to come over here and we are going to add our discussion topics. Right, so to add our discussion topics, we're going to select the add topic button and we're going to give it a title. Alrighty, so for first topic, we're going to say we will discuss safety issues. Here, you have the ability to assign any topics to anyone. Okay, so this is going to bring up everyone for my in Red Team, so I can assign a topic. I'm just going to say that this is a general note. It's not something that that's assigned to anyone. We're just speaking. Okay, no due date. And we're going to leave the status as open. Okay. Alrighty. So again, we're going to put in here our new title for another topic that we're going to discuss. And I'm going to say agenda for the day. This is just where we're all going to discuss what are we working on, right? I'm going to leave my description open. Again, my assignment. I can assign it to someone or I can say it's a general note. I have my due date again and my status. Okay. Okay. And then another thing right here, I'm just going to add one more topic so that we have enough. And I'm going to say timesheet approvals. We're going to say that we're going to discuss timesheet approvals. And for this, I am going to assign it to someone. Okay, I'm going to say that Eileen is responsible for making sure that she goes to everyone and she gets everyone's timesheets. All right, she's going to get a due date. We're going to leave this as open. Okay, so now once we've entered all of our discussion topics, we'll come down here and we're going to say, well, who's going to be a part of this meeting? Okay, so I'll add Eileen. Let's say the owner is going to show up for any reason. Okay, and then we know that this particular subcontractor is going to be on site this week. So we want the subcontractor to be there for our job site meeting. Okay, If I have anything that I want to attach to this, I have the ability to drag and drop. So let's say there are some site photos or there were issues that I discovered on site and I want to discuss that. I have the ability to drag and drop that here. And this will be a part of our agenda. Okay. Right here, you have reports, one of my favorite. You select this ellipse icon and you select reports. Red Team is going to show you all of the reports that they can automatically generate for you that you can attach to your project, to your meeting minutes, or to your meeting agendas. Okay. So if there are things that I know that we're going to discuss, I don't need to go looking for them. I can just automatically attach them here. Okay. I'm going to attach my project team list for everyone. Since this is our first meeting, I want everyone to have our project team list with everyone's contact information. If I know that we were going to discuss punch list items, just to show you, you don't need to go looking for it. Red Team will just create it and attach it for you. I don't have any punch lists right now for this particular project, but I'm going to attach it and show it to you. And you know what? Let's do RFIs. Okay. Right. So once I'm done here, we'll come up to our gear icon and let's print it so I can show you what it looks like. While this is loading, does anyone have any questions about everything that we've gone through?
Nothing in the chat right now, Eileen.
Alrighty. Okay, so here you go. So here's my meeting agenda. I didn't put too much information in it, but this is what we've got. Again, your logo will show up top. It's going to show that this is our first meeting for job site. Got our project name, the location, showing the date and time for this meeting. It shows down here, letting everyone know we're meeting again next week. And then we have our agenda. Here are our topics that we are going to discuss. Okay. Now, if we scroll down, those reports are added here as hyperlinks. So if I click that, okay, don't have any RFIs, but if we did, they'd be here. Let's go back. Okay, so that was our RFI, phase, scope of work, just to show you. All they need to do is click the hyperlink and those attachments will show up over here. There we go. Okay, so if we did have this filled out, this would, you'd have that information here. But just to show you, Red Team can generate these reports for you. Okay. So once we're ready to send out our agenda, we're just going to select send. We've already filled out who we've invited to the meeting. So Red Team has all of their emails filled out here. Okay. The subject is the meeting agenda. You do have the ability to change that if you need to. Here's the body of the email. Once you're ready, you'll just select send. Okay. Now let me show you what the attendees will receive. Okay, so here's the email that one of your attendees will receive. Okay, everything that the reports that show up as hyperlinks are here as attachments. So let me show you that project team list that we attached. Okay, so all of the GCs that we have as the project team, all the contacts are here. Owner client is here. Subcontractors are here. Any vendors would be listed here, and architects and engineers. Okay. And then they also have, that's another attachment. This was an image, a JPEG, so it doesn't show up down below as a PDF. Okay. And here's the meeting agenda. Okay. But that's how you send the meeting agenda. Oh, and I think we have a question. Let me see. Q&A. Is the chat enabled? Yes, chat is enabled. Do you have any questions, Mike?
Eileen, I just adjusted the settings on the chat to make sure it's enabled. It looks like it is.
It is. Okay, great. All righty. So okay, so let's get back in here. So I showed you how to create your meeting agenda, how to send that out to everyone. I showed you what everyone's going to receive. So let's say the meeting has been held. Now we need to convert this meeting agenda to meeting minutes. So we're not going to select add meeting. Instead, we're going to come right into our meeting agenda, select the ellipse icon. We're going to select edit. Okay. And then we're going to say that these are going to be now, this is now meeting minutes. Okay, so now we can go through here, select the ellipse icon, select reassign view details. Oops. There we go. And here's where we're going to put in our minutes. Okay, so no accidents reported this week. Great. Okay. And you have the ability right here to open and close this. I'm going to leave this open because I know for my job site meetings, we are always going to discuss safety issues. So I will leave that open. Okay. Now we'll come down to agenda for the day. Same thing. Select the ellipse icon, select reassign / view details, and put in your minutes. Okay, so we will say that okay. So we'll just put in our minutes. Okay. And actually, you know what? Let's go back in here. Let me show you. I can come in here, and if I needed to reassign this, I can assign this, or I did have that assigned, so I'm going to delete it because it wasn't an assignment, and I can change it to a general note. Oops. There you go. Okay, so again, same thing. I can open or I can close this. Okay. Then here, we can come down here to timesheet for approval, come down, and then we'll just go through and say Eileen emailed all timesheets and save. So that was done. So I can come here and I can say this was closed. So once I'm done with all of this, let's say there are additional things that we discussed that weren't initially on the agenda. I have the ability to select add topic, and I can enter those meeting minutes in here. If I realize that I need to create a task that we're going to assign to someone, I can put that information in here. Right? So I can say send drawings to plumber. I can assign it to one of our employees, give them a due date, and add them. Ready? Now we can come down here and I want to show you, let's say additional people attended. We do have the ability to go through here and add them as attendees. Let's say the owner, although they were invited, they did not show up. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say the owner was absent. And then I can say that the sample sub was present. This conference button is a way that you can say that they did not physically attend the meeting, but they called in. Oh, and I do see that we have a chat. Oh, okay. Alrighty. If you have any attachments, let's say my subcontractor brought one of their updated schedules to the meeting and I want to attach that. I can come right over here and I can attach that. Okay, I'm just going to attach any old document. Right. Okay, so once I'm done filling all of this out, we're going to come right over here, select the gear icon. I'll select print just to show you what it looks like. So now it no longer says meeting agenda, it says meeting minutes. Okay, and here are our minutes. All right, so we have the topic and then the notes that we've entered. Okay, we can see here that we have an item that is now due to Eileen on the 12th. We can see that we closed this item. And then if we scroll down again, we have those hyperlinks.
Eileen, we have a question when you're ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's that question?
The question is, why can't you see the meeting minute responses?
Oh, you can. They're right here. Here's the response. Here are the Here are the minutes. This is what I entered. So for safety issues, I had just, for the agenda, I just put in the topic. And then for this meeting, I put in the minutes of no accidents reported this week.
We actually got clarification on the question. He's wondering why you can't see them before it's printed.
Oh, I see. Why you can't see them here. Uh, is that what you mean? Why, while looking here, I'm unable to see it unless I select the ellipse icon and select view details?
Yes, that was his
Yes.
question. Yep.
Okay. Um, personally, I'm not sure. It's the way that it's designed, I believe. Um, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure why, but that is just how it's designed. You would have to do the ellipse and then reassign slash view.
That's a good suggestion that we can make
Yes,
though
that
for
is
our
a good suggestion
programmers.
that we can make. Perhaps we add it so that it's beneath it, or just like if you click right here, I can add the due date. Maybe we can, yeah, we'll put that suggestion in. Who was that question from so that we can tie it to? We love suggestions. We love putting them in. And when these changes are made, we really love to actually inform you that your suggestion came through and we made that change.
Yeah, I'll make a note of it. It was Chris Bauer.
Chris Bauer. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, we'll put that suggestion in for you. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, so that's how I've changed it from an agenda to meeting minutes. Just as before, when we're ready to send it, we'll select send. That pull in open discussions, I'll show you that button in just a second. Here's our email, and we can send that off to everyone. Okay. Now for our next meeting, let's say next week, for job site, meeting number 2. When we're creating that, you have the ability to select this gear icon and pull in open discussions. So let me show you what I mean. We come to create our agenda for next week to save us that time. For next week's meeting agenda, I can come right here, select the gear icon and pull in open discussions. And it saves me the time of having to go through and add those topics because I didn't close these. So now we can speak to Eileen during this meeting as well and ask her, hey, did you send those drawings to the plumber last week? But here you go. That's what that pull in open discussion button is. And now to show you what your contacts are going to receive when you send the meeting minutes, it's very similar to the agenda. They're just going to get that email. They'll have the attachments all right here. And then when they select the meeting minutes, they're able to view it here. Okay. Righty. So any questions, everyone, before we move forward?
Nothing else right now.
All right. So the next topic we have, we're going to go over submittals. Okay. So if we navigate over here to submittals, come right over here. Right now, I don't have any, but if I select the plus packages, I can come through here and you're going to see available packages and jobs showing all of my cost codes that I have in my bid worksheet in my budget. Okay, so I can go through here and I can select those cost codes, okay, that I want to begin making my submittal package for. Okay, you also have the ability to create custom packages, giving it its own number. You don't have to go through the process of using the cost codes this way. You can give it its own name. It's all up to you. Okay, you do have the ability to select include default submittal packages. So if you're aware, in your cost codes, in your managing cost codes menu, you have the ability to go through any cost codes that you know you're going to require submittal packages on for your projects and select the checkbox that will make them so that they are included in default submittal packages. Okay. If you are not aware of what I'm showing you, I can very easily show everyone. If that's something that you want to be shown, just please let me know. Again, we've got that Q&A and you've got that chat. You can also, I believe, raise your hand. Okay. So if not, we're going to select my specialties and then I'm going to, oh, let's see, we've got a chat. Yes, please show the default. Okay, Mike, let's show you. All right. So now not everyone's going to have the ability. You have to have administrator access in your settings or in your database. So if you don't, find out who has the administrative access, let them know, hey, these particular cost codes, I want them added to my default submittal checklist. Right. So to do this, we're going to select your name in the upper right-hand corner and go to administration. Okay. And then we're going to go to cost codes. And then we're going to go to manage cost codes. So I've got my 16 and 48 division codes. We're going to select which one we're working with. And then we'll just find it. Okay. And then we're going to select this one. We're going to select this pencil icon. Zoom in a little. All right. So I'm hovering over the cost code, selecting that pencil icon right here. That checkbox right there, everyone. Create corresponding submittal package. Checking that is going to make it so that if I'm using this cost code in a project, I can come right over here and I can tell my submittals to import it. Now it doesn't send out the submittal package. It just saves me the time of having to remember, and having to go through my list of cost codes. Okay. Any questions? Yes. So this would, correct. Yes, it's an admin level. Yep. So again, if there's, like I said, if there are particular cost codes, like let's say electrical, that anytime you're using this electrical cost code in a project, that you're going to have to create a submittal package. You'll want to go to your name, go to administration, cost codes, manage cost codes, find the cost code, select that edit button, and then select that checkbox. Right there, create corresponding submittal package. All right. Okay. Let's come back into submittals and let's get started. And I'm going to show you how to create a submittal. All right. Let me go into the proper project. Okay. So I have that there. So look, include default submittal. Oh, no, I want to remove that. Let me add my, sorry, I'm just looking for my cost code that I wanted to use. There we go. Okay. All right. So specialties. I've got my cost code. We're going to select the blue plus icon, and now we're going to create the package. So I'm going to give it a title. So for this one, for this cost code, what this is it's a water feature. So I need the custom water feature manual, and I need the as-built, right? So I've got my title. If I want to tie this to any items that I have uploaded in the specifications under the plan room, just like when I did my RFI, I can link it. Right here, I'm going to select my type. Okay. I'm going to say this is my product manual. I'm just going to give it the description again, custom water feature manual. Right. You can link it to a cost code. We already have it linked to this cost code. All right. And again, you can link it to another drawing if you have drawings attached in the plan room. Right. So for this particular cost code, I already have my subcontractor filled out, and that's because I already have the subcontract agreement created and signed. So Red Team knows it's saving me the time. It knows that this is the subcontractor that I need to request the information from. Okay. It has myself as the reviewer, and then here we're going to enter who's the approver. Okay. Okay. So I've got my submitter, who's my subcontractor. I've got myself as the GC reviewer, and then I have my sample owner or my owner as the final approver. If you have multiple people approving, let's say the architect also needs to have his hands on it, you have the ability to select add new assignee, and you can add the architect as someone who also needs to review and approve. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm going to leave this right here. You do have the ability to go through and say, how many days you want to give them to review, or you can just come right here to do on site. It's going to auto fill out the days that are due. So let's say this manual is due on site February 29th. In order to make that date, I've given myself 5 days. So we're going to need the final approval by the 24th. I have the ability to come in here and change this if I need to. 24th is a Saturday. Let's put it to the 23rd. Okay, and you can see it auto filled out all of the due dates. And I can come in here and change that. If I want to give someone, more days to review, I can give them 5 days. I can give myself 5 days if I want to, and I can give them 5 days. Okay, and it'll make changes for me. Okay. Now we already have who this is being distributed to, because their information is up there. It's pulling it down here. Okay. If we need to add anyone else, we do have the ability to add others. Okay. Now, if I'm not ready to go and I want to add another item, I can just select save, or I can select save and submit, or I can also say that I want to create another item in this package on save. Okay. And then you do have the ability to save that. I want to save this item as a default that will automatically add to this package on all future jobs. And that's creating a default setting all through your database. Okay, so I'm just going to create another item in this package on save and select save. Okay, so that's the manual. I'm going to also request a set of as-built. Okay, we have them filled out. We're going to pick our due date, fix our final approval, again, come down, and now I'm just going to save. Okay, I want to close this, and then here we go. So we have the two of them here. I have not submitted these yet. I can go into them and save and submit, or I can check right here, the actions. I select all of them. So if you're working through and you're just getting all of your submittals entered in at once, and then you want to send them all at once, this is what you would do. Checking them, and I'm going to select request submittal. That's going to send my submittal request to my subcontractor, and I'm going to show you what they see. Okay. So now your subcontractor is going to get an email. You can see here, submittal request. Okay, so they can just click this PDF. That's just going to let them see the generated report that we created, the submittal report. It's letting them know we're requesting as built. All right, they're responsible. Okay, it's letting them know who is going to approve it, who is going to review it, and so on. Now, all your GC, or I'm sorry, all your subcontractor has to do to respond to a submittal item is select click here in their email. They're going to come right here, and you can see the as built. They're going to select click. They're going to browse, and then they can just come find the item and upload it. Okay, that's all they have to do, and then select send file. And it's been sent. Okay, so they only sent one because that was just, if you notice, it was just for the as built. So now they've got another email, and this is for them to upload the manual. So they'll same thing, click here, okay, browse, and upload the manual. That's all they have to do. Okay. Any questions about what your subcontractor has to do when you're sending them a submittal request?
Eileen, there is one. The question is, can there be multiple items with one submittal package?
Like multiple attachments. Because it's so what I just sent was one submittal package. So this is one submittal package under specialties, but I'm requesting two different documents. So they have to upload them separately. So if they were to also, here, let me go into their database. Right now, what I'm showing you is what your subcontractor would see. They've already uploaded the submittal, so they're not here. But yeah, it'll go through as one request, but they do have to upload them separately. But it is one package. There'll be
Eileen, just
multiple
more
items.
clarification. They want to know if you can include different items within one cost or submittal code, so within one cost code.
Yes. Here, let me come back into here. Different items, as in right here, how you can select document, pay request, and so on, because you would have to create first the package here. So let me do a custom one. And then let's say it's plumbing. Right? You can add multiple cost codes. So I did the specialties and I had them all tied to this specialties cost code, but if I can come over here and tie it to a different cost code if I need to. Is that what you mean? So even though this is the plumbing cost code, it's still all under this particular submittal package here. That makes
Mike,
sense.
does that answer your question?
Different items within one. Yeah, there can be. You would just have to add, you would first have to add this, which would be the cost code, the name, however you want to, create it, your package number. So right now your package number is by cost code. And then you start your package with your package number and then you add the individual items here. And within the package, they can have different cost codes tied to them. Yes, okay. And Mike, please, if this is something that you want to reach out and have us go over this with you personally, reach out to your CSM. That's something that they can help set up for you. Okay, so I showed you how to send it. I showed you how your subcontractor is going to upload the submittal. Now, for you to review it, you will get an email letting you know that they've submitted it. And what you need to do is come right into it, find it. So I'm going to look at my manual. I can select the ellipse icon. I can view my attachments. So if I want to, I can take a look at yep. I can take a look at the manual, download it, make sure it's good to go before I submit it to my owner. But other than that, what I'm going to do, the next thing is select the ellipse icon, go to edit. Then we're going to come down here. So if we click into this, if I want to apply a stamp saying that I've reviewed it, I do have the ability as the GC reviewer to come over here, select a stamp. Okay. I'm going to say that it's reviewed. You can select different colors. You can make your background transparent, or you can give it a white background. Then you have the ability to preview it. And then you can place it wherever you want on here. So I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller, just give it a nice little reviewed stamp. Okay. Then once you're done, you're just going to select this done button. Okay, it shows that I reviewed it. We're going to scroll down and then we're going to save and submit. Okay, Red Team's going to then email the sample owner. Okay, we've got our subject, our email body. I need to attach anything I can, and then we're going to select send. Okay, and I see we've got a chat. Why is it so? Oh, you answered. Okay. So now I've sent that out to the owner. So I'm going to come over here to the as built and do the same thing. Okay. And come down here. If I don't want to put a stamp on this one, I don't have to. I can just mark it as reviewed. And it's the same thing. And I can save and submit. Right. And now it's going to automatically email my owner for me. Okay. So now my owner is going to get an email. Right. So here's that first one, right? So same thing. They get as before, they're going to get an attachment. They can view it. Right. This is just like the submittal log, right? But now if they come here and select click here, they're going to be able to view it and put their stamp on it. Okay? So they can go through, look at everything. And when they're like, okay, great, they're going to select stamp. They have the same options as me. It's going to have their name. They're going to go to status. For this one, we're going to approve it. Okay, give it a background, select preview, and then we're going to apply it. Okay, so they can put it right over mine, or we'll put that right there. And then all they need to do is select submit. I'm going to show you what happens if your owner rejects it. Okay. So first let's come back in here. Let me refresh. Okay. Look, we've got one of two items approved. So if I come down here, we can see this one was approved. I can select my ellipse icon. I can print right here, just the report where it's gathering all of those dates for me. Okay, let's go into the as built as the owner now. Okay, so the owner's gotten that second email. I want to show you what happens when they reject it. Okay, so let's say they're looking at the as built. I don't know why they rejected it. Let's just say something on here was entered incorrectly. There's a typo. Okay, or something. They're going to come right here to stamp. Right, they have the ability to say revise and resubmit, reviewed as noted, approved as noted, or rejected. So you know what? Let's say revise and resubmit. Let's say on the as-built drawings, they noticed a typo that they need fixed. Okay, so revise and resubmit. Gonna add our stamp. Right, and then the owner can put in right here this little text box. They can create a text box and put in their note, right? Fix typo. When they're ready, they're going to select submit, confirm, proceed. Good to go. All right. So now when we come back into RedTeam Go, let's refresh and let me show you what happened. And the as built now is a hyperlink where if I click that, it drops down. So here's my original as built. Here it is saying that it was, I'm sorry, this is my original as built right here. Here it is showing that it was rejected. So here's our new one. We know that this is a new one because our first submittal was 01 dash the name. The original as built was 02 dash the name. This one is 02 dash A. Okay, so this is a revision. So because the owner rejected it, Red Team did the work for me and recreated a whole new submittal for me. I don't need to go through, hit the plus button, add a new package. Red Team did it for me. Okay, so all I need to do is click the ellipse icon, come into the edit, so take a look at it. I'll get my email from the client with the note letting me know, there was a typo. And then I just need to come through and resubmit it basically to my subcontractor. Okay, so we'll just come down. So here's the original. Oh, let's see, we've got a comment. When the owner approves it, does it automatically send it back to the subcontractor approved, or do you have to let the subcontractor know? When the owner rejects it, so when the owner approves it, just to show you here, let's go into the, yes. So when the owner approves it, the subcontractor does receive this email. So here we go, letting them know, the owner has approved this. It's marked as approved and final. The subcontractor has the ability to click into there. It'll bring them to their concierge, their RedTeam Go, I'm sorry. And then they can download the files. So it does let the subcontractor know that, hey, our owner has taken a look at it and they have reviewed it and approved it.
Hey, Eileen, do you mind if I jump in there and throw an extra 2 cents in?
Yes, of course.
Would you mind going back over to Red Team
Yes.
and then get out of this submittal, just go to the submittal log
Mhm.
yeah. Up in the top right, you've got your settings, and I think this question was
Yes.
from Chris. The second option there, the second final note or the set final notification method,
Mhm.
you can have that by default. The setting is that the final notification is sent automatically. But if you want to have your hands on that and manually
Yes.
make sure they go out or take that action yourself, you can change that setting right there. You can let me know in chat if that answers your question.
Thank you very much, Ted.
You're welcome.
Great. Okay, so yeah, so now it's recreated it. So you'll just go through the process and resubmit to your subcontractor. Okay. So I know we went through a lot. We just have a little bit left. I want to show everyone the closeout process. I'm going to show everyone how to create a job backup. But before we do that, any questions about the submittal process or the RFIs or the meeting minutes and agendas that we've gone through? Yep.
Nothing right now.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's move on over to closeout. Alrighty. So we have a few options right here. Punch list. This is where you're going to keep track of your punch list items. This is very easily done from the mobile app, but you do have the ability to come over here and create it in RedTeam Go. Okay, so we've got our due date that we're going to fill out. We're just going to do this very quick. I've got my due date. I've got my location. So we're going to say the location is the atrium. This is not a location that's linked to anything. You're giving it a location name. That's all. All right. So here we've got the description. I'm going to say leaky water valve in water feature. Okay, so we did a walkthrough and we've noticed that the water features auto valve has not shut off. It keeps running water. Right. So I've got my location. I've got my description. Now I'm going to select my subcontractor. Okay. So it's only giving me, again, my project team. So I'm going to select the subcontractor that I'm working with that's associated with this. I'm going to select save. Okay. Now, all your subcontractor is going to see is what you provide them with. So all they know is that there's a leaky water valve in the water feature in the atrium. If you want to provide a photo so that they can see exactly what you're mentioning, you're going to select the photos icon right here. You're going to select the plus icon and you're going to add that photo. Okay, so let them know, let's say this is a cracked tile. Show them what exactly you're looking at. And this is why I mentioned this is really easy to do. If you're using the mobile app, let's say you're using your iPhone and you're doing a walkthrough, you can go right to punch list, take those photos and do it from your phone. Okay, so I've got that in there. Once I'm ready to send it out to them, I'm going to select the ellipse icon and select email. Okay. We've got the subcontractors already filled out. Put a subject in my email. All right. I can give them a little subject, little message and then select send. Okay. My subcontractor is going to get that email. And they can also just go directly to their RedTeam Go portal from here, go to punch list, locate the project. And I have a lot of projects showing because my subcontractor that I'm logged in as has a lot of commitments. They're only going to see the projects that they're working with anyway. So they'll go to the project and here you go. This is all they see. The description, the location, and then that photo. So if they click that, they'll be able to see, oh, okay, there it is. This is what they mean. So when your subcontractor goes on site and he does his work, he can't close this. He can leave notes. You can click the notes. You can do that, right? So you'll be able to see the notes when you go into RedTeam. That's it. That's all he can do. It says close with photo, but this is just a typo. It doesn't work for them. They cannot close it. They can email you. That's all. So once your subcontractor has emailed you or you've done the walkthrough and you know that they've completed the task, you will have to come into here and close it out. Okay, so I've refreshed. I want to show you in real time. It's already updated those notes. If I click that, there's a note that the sample sub left. Okay. So I can come in here, I can click it, and I can close it with a photo and say I walked through, I went there, it's not leaking anymore. It's perfect. And I close my punch list. Easy peasy. Okay. You can create all of them at once. Let's say you're just doing a walkthrough, you're using your phone to enter them. You can do that and then come to RedTeam on your computer and then send all of them at once. You can send by subcontractor, send by location, or send by item number. Okay. You also have the ability to run a punch list report. I know that we're running out of time, so I'm just going to kind of push through this, but you do have some more reports here. Okay. Right over here are your warranty letters. Okay, so project's done. We're closing up. We want to get all of our warranty letters out to our customer. We're going to come over here. We're going to say default warranty start date. I'm going to push this out to next year. Can't believe we're already in 2024. Okay, we're going to push it out to next year. By default, we've got a term of 1 year. You can change that if you need to. Okay, once you're ready, you're going to select Save Date and Terms. And RedTeam has created warranties for you from to your owner from yourself, from your organization, and a warranty to your owner from your subcontractors. So if you've got if you're working with 10 subcontractors, all of their names are going to show up here. Okay. So your warranty letter to the owner, we click view. This is what it looks like. Righty. When you're ready to sign it, you'll just select that sign button. This allows you to digitally sign it. Don't need a DocuSign account. Okay. And then to send yours to the subcontractor, select the check button. I'm sorry, you'll actually select view first. Okay. This is what the letter that your subcontractor would sign looks like. It's got your project name, number, substantial completion date. Okay. You can edit the date if you need to here. Okay. When you're ready, you'll just select Send Owner A Letters. You can see the warranty letters were sent to the requested companies. So now your subcontractor is going to get an email from you. Here you go, warranty letter. They'll just come here, click that email. Oh, it should have brought me to it. So let me. All they have to do is view it, sign it, And that's it. Now you'll have your warranty letters signed from your subs, your warranty letters signed from yourself, and you can send that out to the owner. Right, so those were your warranty letters. One other thing are your completion letters. Completion letters or your substantial completion letters will only be available to you though if you have an AIA subscription or a consensus doc subscription. If you do have those subscriptions and you don't have this option here, please reach out to your CSM so that you can get that documentation over to us and we can make this available to you. I'm just going to click one, but this is all it is. It creates your substantial completion letter that you would fill out, you would sign it, and you can send it to your customer. Okay. Now, the last thing that I'm going to show everyone, if you come over here and you go to administration, RedTeam allows you to create a job backup. What a job backup is, it's going to go through your project and everything that you've uploaded, all of your project documents. RedTeam is going to create a zip file for you. So all of these warranty letters that we're sending out to be signed, those are going to be in there. Our punch list items are going to be in there. Our daily logs are going to be in there. So to create a job backup, you're going to come right here. So your name, administration, job backup, you're going to select the project status. And now this is because we can do this for a project that's in bidding. You don't have to wait for the project to be closed or in progress, but you'll select the status that the project is currently in, select the project, and schedule your backup. Okay, so your backup takes about 24 hours, less than 24 hours, but within 24 hours, you're going to receive an email that it's available. So here's one that I did yesterday. So once it's available, it's only available for 10 days. After 10 days, it's going to be deleted from your system. You just need to go through the process again and schedule another backup. Okay, so if I click into this, you can see right here, RedTeam is downloading a zip file for me. And within this zip file, this is a brand new project, so I don't have anything in it. But within this file, you would have all of your documents. Okay. Oh, here we go. Actually, there they are. So here, so everything is broken down by folder. That you've got your RFI reports, your pay apps are in here, everything. Now you do need to have administrative access to do this. So if you're unable to do this, just let someone in your office who has administrative access know that you need a job backup file. Saves you a lot of time. Thank you. If you have any questions, reach out to your CSM. If you need any training, we're here.